Hi guys, welcome back to Flora Fun and Food. My name is Lauren and today we're going to be making horseradish pickles. My brother and his girlfriend grew a ton of cucumbers and wanted me to pickle them, and they really like horseradish pickles. So we're going to give this recipe a try. I kind of took bits and pieces of different recipes and I'll link them down below and just kind of made my own. So hopefully they turn out well. They smell really good. So let me show you how I did it. So to start off, I washed all the cucumbers and just chopped the ends off of each one. This helps the brine and stuff get inside. Then I sliced them into uniform slices. You could do quarters, you could do spears, you can do whatever you want, but they just wanted like sandwich slices. And then I'm just packing these into quart jars. A few of them didn't fit, so I had a little snack. Thank you, Austin and Sydney. And then to make the brine, it was a half a cup of sugar, 2 cups of water, and one of the recipes said 1 cup of vinegar, but I decided to do 2 cups of vinegar because I just didn't think I was going to have enough brine, and brine I've made before was equal parts water and vinegar, so I kind of changed my mind here after I saw that it wasn't very much, and I ended up having to make 2 batches because I had 5 quart jars to fill, but so doubling it was perfect for 5 quarts. And then finally I added 2 tablespoons of pickling salt or canning salt. Now I got that going on the stove while I added my spices. So here I'm adding the pickling spice. It just has a bunch of different really yummy smelling things in it, so I did a tablespoon into each jar. And then I did a little, like a half a teaspoon of celery seed, because their favorite brand, I think it was Dave's, has celery seed as an ingredient. Then I added black peppercorns because you can't go wrong with peppercorns and pickles, right? The Dave's one also had turmeric in it, and so I decided to add a little 1/4 of a teaspoon, or probably a half a teaspoon there, of turmeric powder, and it gives it a really pretty yellow color. And I was too lazy to put garlic cloves in, plus I had no more room, so I just did a big heaping tablespoon of minced garlic into each of my quart jars. And then stone ground mustard was another ingredient in their favorite brand of horseradish pickles, so I decided to put a nice big tablespoon of that in there as well. After the mustard, it was horseradish time. Now I thought I was going to use my homegrown horseradish, but it's not ready. You can't pick it till the fall. So I did a heaping teaspoon because, you know, horseradish is pretty hot and I bought the extra hot. And then I put in a 1/4 teaspoon of this extra crunch that will just keep the pickles nice and crisp. After that, my brine was ready. It had been boiling for probably 10 minutes or so. And then I just used like a glass measuring cup to pour it into my canning funnel and into the pickle jars. And like I said, I had to end up making another batch of the brine because I just didn't have enough, but it's super easy. It cooks really fast, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I'm a huge mess maker when it comes to canning. I got vinegar all over my stove, but that's all right. So I'm leaving about a 1/2 inch of headspace in these jars because you don't want it to be too full, because when they're canning they can, you know, leak or things like that. So leave some space. And then I used the end of a wooden long spoon to kind of push the pickles down and get any air bubbles out that were stuck. And then I topped it off with more brine if it needed it. And this also just kind of helped mix the spices in. So some of the pickles might have a spoon hole in them now, but that's all right. Then I took a wet paper towel and wiped off the rims of each jar to make sure they were clear and would seal. And then I just screwed the lids on finger tight. After that, I got a pot of water boiling on the stove in my canner, and I'm just going to water bath can these. So I got all of the jars put in there, and then I set them down in the water. And you need to make sure that when you're water bath canning, your water does cover the tops of your jars. So I just added a little bit more water. It just, you know, a 1/4 inch is fine. It just has to cover. And then I put the lid on, and once it got to a rolling boil, it took like 30 minutes. Then I set a timer for 10 minutes, turned the heat off, took the lid off, and let it sit for roughly 5 minutes to just kind of cool down. Then I pulled them out of the water with this really nice trivet. I love this canning pot because of the trivet itself. You just lift them right out of the water and it makes it so much easier. And then I still grabbed my canning tongs because these are still scalding hot, and I just put them over on a dish drying mat to let them cool. I started hearing them pop 30 minutes later, so that means they were sealing. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and head over to my channel to subscribe for more content like this, and I hope to see you guys again very soon. Thanks guys, bye.